Yep. Yep, I got him. Spiffy, I got about 3 seconds. Knight's out. I got the knight. You have another sword knight coming at you, Spiffy. You might want to take care of him. Wizard on the left side. I'm cycling back to my side. Let's move. Spiffy, I'm heading down. Mars, you need to come back to your side.
Guardian, down.
Aura.
Guardian down.
Yeah, that's fine. We had Spiffy go down, so we lost the aura. Did you maybe not lose all of your powers, Spiffy? I got the knight, Spiffy. Make sure you res Mars there. Got wizards on both sides. I got the one on the right. Yep. I'm coming down, Spiffy and Mars. You guys got knights coming. Yep, got him. Yep. Did someone die, or?
Guardian down.
Oh, cool, we made it anyway. Lucky. Well, weird. You might have whoever cycled to the center might have cycled a little too soon before the brand actually transferred, and that might have been what happened. No problem. Collect your rewards and I'll move on to the War Priest. The first big boss. we're just gonna keep sticking with the same teams. So Spiffy and I will be watching the left side and the left plate. Pretzel and Mars, you guys can watch the center plate, and that leaves Zombie and Sniper with the right side plate. Okay, so what's going to happen is, once we step on all three plates, it's going to activate this encounter. The War Priest is going to appear, and he's going to be pretty much invulnerable, so feel free to ignore him and just stay out of his line of sight, because he still will shoot at you. Yes, defend. Yeah, I believe Spiffy usually runs Weapons of Light as well at this point. Right, yeah. Yep, always having a Weapons of Light bubble is incredibly useful. This raid is all about putting out enough damage in enough time. So having extra damage is always good. If you're a Hunter Night Stalker, make sure you're running Black Hole for extra tether. And make sure that we're not stacking tethers. So if you're going to shoot a tether, make sure you call it out so that we don't accidentally stack tethers, because it will not increase the effectiveness. Okay, so what's going to happen is the War Priest is going to come out. Just ignore him and try not to get shot by him. Stay out of his line of sight. And ads are going to come out, so just focus on killing ads. If you're in the center, Pretzel and Mars, sometimes you guys can get under heavy fire from the War Priest, so you might be better off standing back here where I am right now, because then the ads will just come out of the doorways, and you'll be relatively safe from the War Priest. Because the War Priest just won't have a line of sight on you. Okay, so... excuse me. The ads are going to start coming out, and eventually you'll have a yellow bar knight come out. Once all three knights are killed, get near your plate, but not on it. And we'll get ready to cycle the glyphs. So you'll see that the glyphs are activated, and I'll come out and I'll call out which order they need to be stepped on. If you ever need to be a caller outer, the backside of these runes light up. So you can see, right now they're all lit up, because they're all blue, but they'll light up in a specific order, and then people need to stand on the plates and stay on the plates in the specific order. So, go ahead. Right is going to be Sniper or Zombie. I often end up just calling out names. But, I always say that I'll do left, right, or center, but I just end up calling out people. So, but if I do call out sides, right is Zombie and Sniper, left is Spiffy and I, and center is Pretzel and Mars. Okay, so I'll call them out as they appear. If you're on a plate, you stand on the plate and stay on it until the glyph sequence ends on the plate is going to get the brand of the initiate. This is going to put an aura around him, and anyone standing in the aura will be able to damage the War Priest. So we'll all group up on whoever gets the brand. If Spiffy or I get the brand, we'll drop down to the center here, so right about here where I'm standing now, so we can do damage to the War Priest. If someone in the center gets the brand, you can stand anywhere around the middle as long as we have line of sight on the War Priest. And if you're on the right, you can still stay up here, just make sure that we have a line of sight on the War Priest. If you're on the right, anyone who gets the brand of the initiate is going to have, it's going to say brand of the initiate times 5, and it's going to have a 10-second timer. When that 10 seconds reaches 0, you will die. To avoid this, you need to kill an ad before that 10 seconds reaches 0. Now, however, this also determines how much time we're going to have to DPS the War Priest. So you want to try and get a kill when the timer's at about 2 seconds. Now, if you're nervous and you think you're not going to be able to get an ad within those 2 seconds, go ahead and kill one a little early. But every time you kill an ad, it will take off one of the brands. So you'll go brand of the initiate times 5 to brand of the initiate times 4, and a new 10 seconds will cycle up. So if you have the brand, you don't concentrate on the War Priest at all. You just worry about finding an ad and killing it when you're at about 2 seconds. The rest of us will all be standing in the aura. Titans who have Weapons of Light can pop a bubble behind the aura, and Night Stalkers can tether the War Priest, and you want to put as many sniper and machine gun rounds into the War Priest as possible during this portion. When the person with the brand of the initiate has no more times, when you're on your last 10 seconds, you want to call out that you're on your last brand, because you then have to hide. If you have brand on the right side, you might want to sneak up a little bit, just so that you can see and add, because they tend to be down here. So you may want to cheat up just a bit, just so you know. Okay, so when we're on the last brand of the Initiate, we need to hide behind these big monoliths. You'll see a shadow behind each of them. As long as you're within that monolith's shadow, you're safe from the Oculus, which is that big black ball. So the War Priest will call upon the Oculus. Anyone who's not behind a monolith will die instantly. Now, the thing is, if there's someone behind an Oculus, behind a monolith, the Oculus will melt that monolith and we won't be able to use it anymore. So we have to make sure that everyone is standing behind the same monolith. So if we're on the right side, obviously we'll hide behind the right monolith. Center will obviously hide behind the center. And if it's left, there's a little shadow on a ledge here, so you can jump up and be down here and still be safe from the monolith. So just make sure, or be safe from the Oculus. So just make sure you're in the little shadow and you should be good. So after that happens, let's say it's left side and we end up successfully damaging the War Priest and getting through the cycle with relative ease, and this monolith is now gone. We do the whole cycle again, everything back to normal. We'll grab any reses if we need them. And then we just go back to your posts and do it all again. Now let's say Spiffy gets the brand again, but this side is already down. That just means that we'll need to cycle. He'll need to cycle to center or right, whichever monoliths are still alive. So we want to make sure that it's easy for us to hide behind a monolith each time, as they will melt. Okay, so once all of that has been done, we'll just cycle it again. We have 4 shots to do it. After the second one, Taken will spawn instead of Hive, and it'll get a little more difficult, so just be aware of that. And then we have 4 tries to do it. If we don't do it on the 4th cycle, we die because there's no more monoliths to hide behind. Before we get started, do we have any questions? Yep, the knights will spawn right before the glyph sequence. Once all 3 knights are down is when the glyph sequence starts. If, for whatever reason, someone dies and we need to get a res, we can just leave one of the knights alive so that we can sort of stall the glyph sequence. If someone steps on a... Go ahead. Right, the knight will just appear because they're taken, so he'll appear right on the plates. So if for whatever reason we mess up a plate sequence and someone steps on their plate too early or steps off their plate too early, it'll say that the glyph sequence has been messed up. I forget what the exact words are. But we all want to get off our plates immediately. If we mess up too many glyph sequences, it's an immediate wipe. Okay. So, any other questions? Alright. When we're all ready then, let's get at least one person on their plates, and we'll get this show on the road. Alrighty, here we go. Spiffy, are you running Spike Grenade? That's so unlike you.